It's been an interesting political situation in the UK after the Southport terror. It was revealed that the perpetrator had been recommended prevention. And in that regard, I really want to welcome Shoaib. You have had visitation from this Prevent Police.
Yeah, that is correct. And thank you very much for having me, Rebecca. And yes, I have had a visitation from the Prevent Police. It was almost 2 weeks ago now, well, 2.5 weeks ago now. And I had the visit from the police. And like I said, I'll introduce myself in a way to let you know a little bit of background why I was shocked to see Prevent at my door. So I am a Pakistani Muslim. I'm a legal immigrant. I did not come here by boat. You know, I came here through the legal channels. I came here through immigration, to which I pay almost around £4,000 each time I need an extension in my visa. £4,000 is not little amount of money. It's just, for me, it's a lot of money, and I am not entitled to any benefits. Just for the people to know, because I'm not an asylum seeker. I'm not a criminal in the country, and I did not come here illegally. I am not entitled to any benefits whatsoever. So do I pay tax? Yes, every time I work, I pay tax, and I've been paying my tax since last 6 years. Then I've been in the country since 2018. So my journey started for the UK from 2008 when I decided from so many countries in the world to choose from, I decided to come to the UK. And the reason why I decided to come to the UK is because I've been on holidays in the UK, in Europe, as I was little with my parents. And something about the British people, I think it was, that I just liked it. They're very friendly. And it was just the British culture that I really, really liked it. So Pakistani, I lived in Saudi Arabia my whole life. So while being in Saudi Arabia, I decided that I'm going to go to London and I'm going to continue my bachelor's degree, which I did in Brunel University, which is in Uxbridge in London. So 2008, I came to the UK, completed my education in 2012. I went back to Saudi Arabia and I worked there for 4 years. And then I came back to UK, but this time I went to Birmingham to complete my master's. So I am a bachelor's and an MBA. So I've got a master's degree as well. I completed my master's in 2017, which alone, by the way, my master's fees, because I was an international student, was around £22,000 for 1 year. So I'm sure you would know that. Obviously, you know, you would know that international student, they pay a little extra. But then again, I chose to come to the UK. You know, nobody forced me to come here. So paying £22,000, yes, it was a lot, but my father paid for it because he wanted me to get some amazing education. So now being a student in the UK, obviously legally, I've seen more love from the British people. You know, I've always been told about racism. You know, people say the white people are racist. Even when I used to go to Europe, they always tell me, be aware of the white people. You know, the white men, the white women, just be aware of them. They're racist. And unfortunate for these people, a lot of them have never been to the UK or Europe themselves. All they have seen is this media. All they have seen is this fake news where they have built this assumption. If you see someone who's white, they have to be, and you are not white, these people are racist. So like I said, when I was studying in the UK, I never faced any racism. If anything, I faced a lot of love, because English is not my first or my second language. It is my third language. So when I learned the language, all I seen was love from the people, and they were actually very patient with me when I was trying to speak English with them. So I went back in 2017, and I decided, and I realized I had some sort of love inside me for the UK, which I thought, you know what, I just want to go there and I want to work in the UK. And then in 2018, I came to the UK, and since then I've been working for big companies. I work for Volkswagen Financial Services. I work for Enterprise Rent-A-Car, HSBC, Open University. And very recently I was working with the Swansea Council, which is the place where I live. So I live in Wales, in Swansea. So while I was working with Swansea Council, I have an encounter with some people, you know, some Muslim communities. Because it's such a small place, you hear everything. You know, in a small village, you get to hear everything. So I start hearing a lot about this guy called Tommy Robinson. So Tommy Robinson was highlighted anywhere I went, everything I seen. I like to stick to myself, my family, my house, you know, my own thing. But then I start listening about this Tommy Robinson. A lot of protests been taking place. I come from Saudi Arabia. We are not allowed protest. 30 years of my life, I don't know what is a protest, because I've never been through any of these things. Never seen a protest. So I was out one time in the city center in Swansea, and I seen these pro-Palestinian people. They were, you know, doing some sort of protest. So I decided to go, and as a Muslim myself, I decided to go in and ask them, what is this about? Rather than answering me and being polite to me, they turned around because I was asking too many questions which did not sit right with them, because usually if you are a pro-Palestinian supporter, you don't need to do anything, you just need to wave the flag and you need to call on the opposition, everybody is a racist, and that's it. But I wasn't doing that because I'm an educated guy. So when I asked them questions, those people labeled me a racist because I asked questions, and my question was, and you can disagree with me, I'm sure you got a lot more knowledge than me, I'm just like your local man, I've seen some things, I got facts, and I just spoke to them. So I went to that gentleman there, and he was saying all the refugees are welcome. And I said to him, you are telling me all the refugees are welcome, they're coming by boat. He said, yeah, the boats are welcome. I said, they're illegal, they're criminals. And he kept arguing with me, why would you say that? I said, these people, you say they're coming from a war-torn country, right? They're not flying from there, but they do leave their war-torn country, whichever it is in the Middle East or wherever that is, and they come through all the Europe, right? Turkey is their first base where they actually land when they come out of this war-torn country. If they are in Turkey, and if they are genuine asylum seekers, which I know plenty, why don't they go into the British embassy in Turkey? What makes you think that you're going to pay all these big amount of money to smugglers and come into the country and you're going to say, oh, guess what, we're running war? Yes, you're running war. I'm not saying you're not, but I'm saying if you run war, the first country, the first developed country where there is a British embassy or American embassy or European embassy, why don't you go in there with your papers? And if you're coming from a war-torn country, they will know that you're coming from a war-torn country and they will help you. So rather than risking your life coming through a boat and people dying and all this, why don't you come through the plane? You know why? I'll tell you why. Because you guys are criminals. These people are criminals. And that's why they can't come through it. I said that to the guy. He turned around and he said to me, you're a racist because you said that. Do you think I'm a racist, Rebecca? Like, I'm just asking you,
No, I do not. We have met at Tommy Robinson rally before.
Yes. Yeah.
You said it yourself, you're a Pakistani Muslim.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, how do you feel about illegal immigration to the UK? You just explained you've gone through the legal basis of coming to the UK because you like the UK, you did your education there, you live there now. How does it make you feel that people just break the rules and come by boat?
Well, I think it makes me feel really, sad, very disappointed that I come here. And, like I said, it's not easy. When I applied for the visa while I was in Saudi Arabia, I did my fingerprints, I did my police reports. Because again, in Saudi Arabia, everything is in Arabic. So I had to get that translated to send it to these guys. And it took them very good 5-6 weeks for them to actually see, what is it that I was coming in here for, is everything was okay, which I understood then. And I said I respected that because they're doing their checks, which I think they should always do their check. But then turning up to the UK, right, paying for my rent, working and then paying for everything. If I don't work, I'm out of work and I don't get anything. Yes, it annoys me. To say the least, it annoys me because I'm paying almost around £4,000 every 2.5 years, which includes my fees to NHS, which is around £1,200 to £1,400, and they keep increasing it every year. So, and the checks gone even harder and harder. So every single time I've applied for an extension, they do the checks again. And you know what? I've got no criminal records whatsoever. I'm clean. I've been clean in my own country in Saudi Arabia. We abide by the rules. I've been in the country, for so long, and I abide by the rules. So yes, it annoys me. And that is the whole reason why I went to that gentleman and I spoke to him and I said to him, well, I just told you that if you are coming from a war-torn country, the moment you reach the very first country, which is safe, you've got all these embassies there. It's not only UK, you've got American embassies, you've got European embassies, you've got almost everything in Turkey. Why don't you go there, take your pages there, like you say that you got family dying while all the men are coming here. Again, I will never understand that. If my family was in a place where I know they can die, or my children was in a place where they can die, the first thing as a man I'll take my family and I'll send them and I'll say, look, you get me help. Not the other way around. You guys stay here. Let me go. You guys stay in this war-torn country. I'm going to go. You got a 5-year-old. This is what they do. They'll come here. They cry. I've got a 5-year-old kid who's waiting for me. Why is he waiting there? Why is he not in this safe place? And are you not ashamed to be in this country? And you're telling me that, oh my God, I need to do this. I need to be a criminal in this country so I can bring my kids here. You're chatting nonsense. It should be. People shouldn't even listen to this anymore because this is their sob stories, their lies. And like I said, this is what I said to them. Because yes, I feel passionate in a way that there are people who come here legally, right? You got Europeans, you got Americans, you got Australians, you got Arabs, you got everybody coming here legally, doing their work, and they live under the microscope. They just want to live in peace, they want to do their work, and these are the people who will have good friends, right? And then yet you have these people who come here for asylum, they seek asylum, and they are given and granted asylum. And the first thing they do, right, they will call out the white people, they'll call out the British government, they'll call out the British police. Forget the fact that these people have just been given a safe place to stay. If I come from a war-torn country, you put me in a tent, I'll be happy. Yet I see people complaining here, oh, they've given me a 2-bedroom house, I need a 3-bedroom house. What are you talking about? You just come in from a war-torn country, but this is their reality. They're not coming from a war-torn country. They are criminals, and they have been told the moment you arrive in the UK, this is what you should expect, and this is what you should get. They give you anything less than that, you should complain, you should tell the white people, you should tell the British people, you don't deserve it, I deserve it. You know why? Because I came here on a bloody boat. Nonsense. So, you know, it does piss me off a lot.
You're not alone, and that is something that is very frustrating to a lot of people. And I think that it has been a long trend of calling people racist for saying this, for calling it out, what's going on, all these people coming in illegally and being granted housing and everything on taxpayer money, your taxpayer money, right? So how did it happen then that the Prevent police visited you? Because you're obviously a patriot, you care about your community, you want to know that your taxpayer money is going to the good of the community, that the people who are in your community is not criminal, you know, all these basic infrastructure, healthcare, things that you want in a well-managed country. How is it then that the Prevent police comes to visit you, who actually care about your community?
And not only that, I come here legally, no criminal record as well. So they visited me. It was a shock to me. So it happened when I was working in Swansea Council, which I don't work there anymore because they fired me for supporting Tommy and Voice of Wales. So because and I got recording for that as well. Obviously, because there's a legal matter going on, I won't go into it a lot more. But just for a very basic perspective, it is that when I was working there, I went to the rally that we met on the 26th of October when we met there in Tommy's rally. I came back to Swansea, and I did a post on X. On that post, I just mentioned that, you know, I was, you know, shoulder to shoulder with every other white people. You know, I met Paul Thorpe, Richard Inman, yourself, Ross. There were so many people there. And I said to them, these people were not racist to me. They were literally fine. And this is all I said. All I did as a journalist, reported what I've seen, and I reported honesty. No white people were racist there. There were black people there. There were Muslim people there. There were Hindus there. Everybody was there. All I said. And the next thing I know, my Swansea Council, my boss, not even the HR, just my boss called me in the office and she said to me, you need to delete the post, or you need to delete your entire X, my whole Twitter account, right? And you need to delete your YouTube channel. And I said, why would I do that? She was like, because we think you're being a racist. I said, it's funny that you call in an immigrant who come to your country, while you being white and calling me a racist because I reported that what the white people are not racist. That is racist of me to say, oh, the white people are not racist. Like, what are you even defending here? So if you're telling me that I am wrong and white people are actually racist, so that means you are the racist one. You know, I don't see how do you win in this. But she seen through it. She thought I was being cheeky. Yeah, and you know, she said to me, I don't care. And this is her words. And I've got that recording. I don't care. You're going to delete it now. You're going to do it. So she did that for 40 minutes with me. Back and forth. There was no HR present. As I was leaving the door, I told her, I said, look, I'm not going to delete anything. I stand by what I said. It's fact. I'm not lying. I'm not scared of anything. So by the time I got to my car, which is like 2 minutes from the office to the car, I got a call and they said, return your badge, return your laptop, you're fired. No HR present there, right? This is what it is. No HR present there, no matter what you do. HR is always present there just to make sure that when you're being fired, it is done in a way that it doesn't come back to them. But they didn't do that. Fired me straight up, told me that I'm done, bring the laptop, and they gave me 15 minutes because they knew I lived very close by to the council. 15 minutes, bring us the laptop, bring us the badge, and in 15 minutes I returned everything. So that happened. And then there were some people from the mosque. They kept telling me that I'm a racist guy. I'm saying things against the Muslim people. I said I'm a Muslim myself. But the problem with me is, being a Muslim myself, I feel it is my moral duty to come out and condemn every single time a Muslim does anything, which is plenty of time. We see it everywhere. They can call you a racist. How are they going to call me a racist? Because I am telling you, when the case, I'm a Pakistani, right? When the case came out of the Pakistani rapist monster gang, right? They want to make that name nicely and lightly, not to, the people are going to get offended. What offense are you talking about? You have murdered and you have raped little children. And you telling me you're going to get offended by somebody calling out the ethnicity of that people? Oh no, but white people does it. Okay, I'm not white. There are plenty of white people talking about the white grooming gang. Why are you coming after me? I'm not white, I'm not Christian, I'm not black. I am a Pakistani Muslim, so I'm going to talk about them first, and then I'll talk about everyone else. But you're stopping me here, deflecting the main issue, the issue that the whole country, the whole nation is angry on this issue. And you're going to label me racist because I come out and I have the balls to say, this is the Pakistani, not the grooming gang, Pakistani rapist monster gangs done this to the kids, and you're going to tell me that I'm a racist because I'm highlighting it? Right? When I did all of these things, I got prevented 2.5, 3 weeks ago, turning up to my house, and this is what they said to me. Oh, we just want to have a chat with you. Me being naive, I was very stupid. I let them in my house. I recorded everything. Let them in my house. Ask them if they want water, tea, coffee, anything. Give them water. They sat with me, and they started off like they do. Oh my God, it's such a nice house. Is that your car outside? Because on my car, I've got the Union Jack. And on top of it, I've got the Welsh flag. So they see, they're like, oh my God, it's love. They can see they're walking into a patriot's house. Like everything in my house represents, like there's a Welsh flag there. I'm even wearing my, my Union Jack tie. So they came in and then they start talking to me. They said, oh, we are from the Prevent team. And I said, oh, what exactly is it that you do? So when he said that Prevent also equivalent to being a terrorist, terrorist prevention team. And I was shocked. That was the first time I was shocked. And I said, are you sure that you're coming in here and you think I'm being a terrorist in any way? Oh, no, we didn't say that. It's not what we mean. But what we are saying, there's a very thin line that you're about to cross, for which you can get into very much problems, legal problems. And I said, okay, what is the line? Oh, we don't know the line, but we're just letting you know. So you come to my house, you come here to prevent something, I don't know what it is. But when I ask you, you again and again keep telling me, oh, it is something. It is about, some of your expos. And I said to him, and like I said, there is a video that I will send it to you later on. I said it to that guy very openly, and I asked him, I said, look, if there is anything that you think I have put out on my X, and you think that is wrong because there's a reason why you're here, tell me now, I will sit with you, and I'll delete everything. They didn't tell me nothing. They said, no, there's nothing like that, but you are crossing a line. You need to tell me how much closer to the line I am from the start, and what are the things that I did to get closer to the line, so I can delete this, so I can go back to the start. And I said to them, look, I don't want to go to jail. Right? I said to them, I don't want to go to the jail. Please. So this happened on a Friday, 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And they keep telling, oh, there's nothing. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry. But then they did discuss with me that why do you go to this Tommy Robinson march? I said, I thought I've got a freedom of speech. I got a freedom of expression. I go to a march or I walk outside naked. I thought there was a free country. They're like, no, we're not saying that. But we think, and this is their word now, right? We think you are being radicalized by the far right. And I looked at the guy. Yeah, that was his words. Radicalized by the far right. That's what he said to me, that you've been radicalized by the far right and we are here to save you. He didn't say we're here to save you, but that's what he meant, that we are here to save you. So I will ask you this, Rebecca, now, right? So he came to two of them came to my house, and this is how I feel. This is purely what I'm feeling now. I felt very disappointed. I felt let down by the Prevent police because time and time again we have seen the Prevent police failing to actually prevent bombings of Manchester. Oh, we knew about the guy. Oh, we knew he's a terrorist. But guess what? He did. That bloody idiot went round and round and round the whole circle in the city, and then he decided to bomb, and he actually was successful in killing innocent people again. Oh, we knew about him. Did we do anything? No, you didn't do anything. So don't sit here and tell me that you Prevent to do something here when I'm asking you what it is, they got nothing to say to me. Then they said to me, why is it that you talk about that you want to close down all the Islamic schools in the UK? And I said to him, and I asked him, I said, are you a Muslim? He said, no. I said, have you been to Islamic school? And he was looking at me. I said, don't look at me like that. I'm asking you because I am a Muslim. I have been to Islamic school in Saudi Arabia, run by Bangladeshis, Pakistanis, and Afghanis, and some Indians. But they were all Muslim. And you know what they did? For 4 days I was there, they used to sexually harass me 5 days a week, right? 5 days a week, they used to do it every day. Sexually harass me. Until today, I've still got, bruises on me that you can see the places where they used to hit me. And I was telling the police, do you want to see it? I'll show it to you. And he's like, no, but why would you say that you don't want no Islamic school? Because I said, I don't want no kids being in danger by these monsters. A lot of them are uneducated. They use their religion to get close to kids, to get close to little child. Oh, we know your religion. We get close to you. And he's asking me a stupid question. What about the churches? The priest does it. I said, I don't know. If you know the priest does it, come on, go out and tell your priest not to do it. I am talking about my reflection of what I have been through. I'm not just making up stories. I have been through these things. So you can't tell me that I'm being radicalized by far right when I'm talking about my experience in Saudi Arabia. The Pakistani problem, they say, oh, the white people are racist towards the Pakistanis. Let me tell you one thing. If you go to Dubai, I've been to Dubai, I've been to watch one of the cricket match. When I walked in, there was one thing written in Urdu, which is the Pakistani language, in Urdu, and it says in Urdu, no political chanting allowed in this stadium. If it was a white people issue, English, I didn't see it in English, I didn't see it in Chinese, I didn't see it in Hindi, I didn't see it in Arabic. It was only and only written in Urdu. That shows there is a Pakistani cultural problem or a Pakistani people problem. Unless they're okay to address this, how are we going to move on? We'll never move on. We keep going backwards, and that's exactly what has happened in the UK. So this happened. They visited me for 50 minutes. They kept telling me, oh, we know you've got a YouTube channel. They're writing it down, my YouTube channel. They did everything. And as they were leaving, I was very nice and polite to them. I was asking them questions, and they were telling me things. And lastly, I said to him, and he did raise the question that, we have heard that you've been talking about the Pakistani raping gang. What about the English raping gang? And I said, you're white. You want to talk about a white problem? You talk it. You're welcome to do it. I'm not white. I'm not even from your country. So I am talking about the things that I am experiencing. I know the people. I know my culture. I can't tell you about your culture, Rebecca, because I'm not from your culture, right? I could have lived my whole life in your country, but at the same time, you know your culture a lot better than I will ever know. So they didn't like that, and then they left. And I think there's another thing I haven't told anybody, but I'll tell you this. So, and then obviously this is again, I won't talk about it. This happened on Friday. 50 minutes, they left. Everything was fine. I just was like, oh, what happened? It's okay. They came to on Sunday morning, 11 a.m. I got arrested. 15 hours I spent in a custody, and I'm a guy. I got no criminal record. I got absolutely nothing. And when I got arrested, all they said to me that I was being racist to the Muslim community. And that was my charge.
So, you are a Islamophobic Pakistani Muslim.
Yeah.
You're telling me that the UK authorities are telling you.
Yeah. White Christian people are telling me that, yeah. Yeah.
This is very interesting. Did they ever say anything about what... So they tell you that you're close to crossing the line, but they cannot tell you what that line is. Is that correct?
If they would have told me, I would have deleted it, and then I would have gone to jail. Maybe they want to set an example about people like me. And you know that a lot of you will never see a Pakistani immigrant speaking against their own people. Tell me how many. There are probably one or two, but they're in a very good high places. Nobody can... They're untouchable. I am a regular guy. Like I said, look, I am a regular guy. I had a regular job. I don't even have a job now because of this. So I'm a regular guy. I just go by my day. This is exactly what I've done in the last 13 years. But it's only now when I thought, just maybe if I know a lot of people have asked me, why do you do this now? Why haven't you done it before? You've been at 13 years. Why now? So when they say why now, I'll tell you why now. Because I have been in the country long enough to see a huge change that has happened in the last last 1 year. Couple of months, yes, but last 1 year I have seen a huge change, which for me as an immigrant, I did not come to this country to see this change. I came to this country from Saudi Arabia as a Pakistani to see the good of this country, which is, UK has always been a good country. It's never been a third world country. It's always been, a striving country going towards greatness. The people were good. People are still good. The system was good. The police were good. You could trust people. It's going down. So, and I thought, when I started this, when I started speaking against these things, when I started projecting my imagination and the things that I've got in my head to tell people what I think. A lot of my own community people came to me. They said, "Oh, no, you're an idiot. Well, oh, you're trying to impress the white people. You're trying to lick their boots." And I said, they're not paying me for this, one. And second, I've been here 13 years. If I wanted to lick anyone's boot, I would have been licking it from 13 years ago. Why would I start now when I am in a place where I could easily pack my stuff and go to Saudi Arabia and live with my parents? I don't need to worry about nothing. And they have asked me that, oh, why don't you go, if you think the UK is going down so much, why don't you just go back to Saudi Arabia where you have an amazing life, your parents got businesses, you got everything that you need, why don't you go back? I'll tell you why, because everything that I am today, everything that is given to me by the country, and the love that I receive from the people of this country. A lot of people in this country, and I'm talking about the white people who don't have dual nationalities, right? Who have only British nationality, this is their home, right? I can pack up and I can go to Saudi Arabia like everybody is saying. But where does these people stand? They have to live with this. Why should they live with this? These are the people who have welcomed me in this country, given me, like I said, I chose to come here. They didn't force me. But the best thing that they did is, when I was in the country, they showed me a lot of love that I received from them that probably I wouldn't have gotten if I would have gone to America, Australia, or Europe, anywhere else. So I think it's my duty now, and to show the loyalty to the country that's given me everything in the last 13 years, everything that has been given by this country. This is my time to stand shoulder to shoulder with these white people. People are right when they say there's a lot of racism in the UK. Yes, there is a lot of racism, but guess what? It's all in all against the white people. So if people like me does not stand with the white people like me just sit there and be like, oh, it doesn't bother me, I don't need to talk about it. What chance does these people got? What chance does you people have got? Anybody can turn around and tell you, oh, because you're white, Rebecca, you're a racist. You can't do nothing about it. You can't even... Exactly. And there is no way you can stand there and you can debate it, because the moment you start making sense, all they need to do, oh my God, racist, fascist, Islamophobe, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? You are done. Your career is gone. Your livelihood is taken away from you. And guess what? Some of your own friends now, I've seen that, and they're like, oh, yeah, she's a racist. But so if people like me, I've got everything to lose, by the way, right? If they were to put me in jail, like I said, it's under investigation. If they were to put me in jail, and they don't put me in jail, they stick these charges, which is a very stupid charge. Like, you're listening to it and you can't even believe it. If this charge is stuck to me, guess what's going to happen when I apply for my extension, which we know, the government is corrupt. Everybody keeps telling me that. It will be 100% proven, because they can reject my visa and they can tell me to get out of the country. So yes, I get angry when there are people coming on boat, actual criminals, murderers, rapists coming on boat, given everything, yet I am here in this country, day in, day out, working hard as much as I can. And for them to just be like, yeah, because we don't feel safe here, because you say a lot of things online, you need to get the hell out of the country. Well, I've got everything to lose, but I'm still doing what I'm doing, because I guess this is it. It's what do you call it? It's make or break situation. It has come to that point where you can't just sit there and be scared. Like my consul told me, if I delete everything, I'll get my job back, because they know very well, if I'm not working, I don't get any money. I'm not entitled to any benefit, which is fine, again, I don't mind. But for 6 years, I have paid into the system. And even 4 years before that, when my father was paying for my fees, that again went to the system. Everything, I have paid full in since day one till today in the system, either in the form of taxes, either in the form of my accommodation fees or my education fees. I have done everything according to the book, and for them not to even give me a chance, for them not to come to me and tell me, look, we know you're a good person, we can see you're not a hateful person, everywhere we go we've heard good things about you, just because a handful of mosques and a handful of Muslims have complained against me, they thought they had the right to come to, and I just moved to my new house, right? They come to my new house and arrested me in front of everybody. They don't know me, and now they think I'm a criminal. They literally look at me, and you know how much that put me in a position, because every news that's going on, they look at me as a Pakistani immigrant. They're like, yeah, these people. I'm trying to portray a positive image, which, when people say the government wants this divide so they can, they can do whatever the hell they want to do with all of us. And that's exactly what they've done. In my neighborhood, I am known as a criminal. And my offense is I said something online. That's it.
Can I ask you, Shoaib, 13 years, you recently started to speak out for what you're seeing. How how fast has it changed? How fast has the UK changed in terms of government corruption, the divide in society, the upheat of racism? Because we know there is racism now. It's same thing in Norway, in Sweden, but we're all under the oppressive regime of hate speech. We saw what happened to Salvan Momamik, who was due in court for hate speech in Sweden, or offending a minority. We see it in Denmark. They try to keep people from burning the Quran, which is probably not very pleasant, but an expression of free speech. We see it in the UK. If you speak out, if you're a patriot, I think it's funny because going to Tommy Robinson rallies is always a great time. Like you said, you're shoulder to shoulder with a lot of great people who have a common interest in having a safe society. And I'm just thinking, this is Europe, this is the UK. It's the fronts are hardening. It's getting more right versus left. We see the divide so big. And when did it happen for you? When did you see this? When was the shift for you?
I think it all started when after the October the 7th, I would say it all started. Obviously, when October the 7th happened, people got killed, kids, innocent people got killed in Israel by a terrorist group. And I'll call them innocent people because I go to a lot of festivals. I go to a lot of music festivals. Imagine I'm there and somebody just turn up and they start shooting people. Do you think I'm going to be like, they fight? I said, why are you killing me? Yes, you got a problem with the government. Go kill them. What am I to do? I'm just here to listen to my music. Let me be. So I seen that, and obviously when that happened, I was divided. Like I said, look, even though I'm a Muslim, I never was interested in anything other than the place that I live in. I don't care about Israel. I don't care about Gaza. I wanted to live in the UK peacefully, which we were doing, and like they said, rightfully so. You have a peaceful protest. You can do that's your right to do peaceful protest. Blah blah blah. And that was fine. So after the October the 7th, obviously news came in. I tried to ignore it. And I used to go to the town and everything. And every single time I've been in town, I've seen people protesting. And it started off peaceful protesting. I'm not saying that. But all of a sudden, it got really hostile. So they used to look at me as a Muslim. And they used to look at me with a face that, because I was not participating in that, and I was just going my regular day. And they start saying, boycott McDonald's, boycott Zara, boycott this. Half of the things that I wear is from Zara. Like this shirt is from Zara as well. I'm not going to boycott because you don't like it. That doesn't make sense. Why should I boycott? Because you want to do a peaceful protest? That's fine. Anyways, I was seeing these peaceful protests become non-very peaceful, non-pleasant. A time came when I could not go to the city center, or I was sitting in my house, going online to online, watching lives from live just to see that these lunatics are not there. So I can peacefully go. When I work 9 to 5, do you think I've got the brain or the time or even the energy to go into these marches and be like, shout this, anybody saying, you're racist? And then when I went there, all I can hear from these people. And then some videos start coming out. So because I'm a Muslim, I was, not anymore, but I was part of some WhatsApp group that was run by Muslims. And they had more than 30, 40 people in each group. And there were like 3, 4 of them. So you can say a handful of 200, 230 Muslim people were in this group, and they are all across the UK, in Wales, Cardiff, Swansea, London, all of these places. A video came of somebody pointing a camera towards a white guy, just because the white guy said, look, I don't care what you guys do, I don't care what's happening in Gaza, F off, let me be, and you do your thing. And they actually taken that guy's, video, and they start calling him a racist. That did not sit right with me. I said, just because somebody don't want to associate themselves with you, why are you going to call him a racist just because he didn't agree with you? I didn't like that. And then I commented something online, and and I could see the hate I was getting from my own community, from the Muslim community. And that was it for me. It was such a huge shift. And you are right when you say there is racism. And the reason why I do what I am doing, one of the biggest reasons is this, because see, my mom, she wears the headscarf. And because she's a Muslim and she lives in Saudi Arabia, she don't live in the UK, right? She only come and visit me in the UK maybe for a week because I live here. She'll come and visit me once a year for a week, and that's it. So I don't want people who are actually racist, looking at me, my mom walking somewhere. My mom, she's in 50, my dad, he's in his 60s. And they have done enough for me to send me and to make me the type of man I am today. For them to get some sort of hateful attacks, like they will not even understand. And you know, for me, I do this for people like this. When you talk about the actual racists, these Asians, these Muslims, the actual racists, they always walk in a pack. They got no problem. It's people like me. I don't walk in a pack because I don't need to. I'm a law-abiding citizen. But then there are people who are just angry. I won't call them anything, but I will say they are angry by seeing what is happening to their kids. They look at a guy like me who looks like me, who represents Pakistan, because that's, you know, I look like an Asian. And the first thing that goes to their head, is his people. It's his people who are doing this. It's his people who are raping our kids. So why the hell should we need to be nicer? And they've called me a Paki. They call my mom a Paki. They'll try to snatch her scarf. Like, it hasn't happened, but I do feel like because of this hate speech and because it's the government's fault, by putting people in prison for just saying something, you think when they come out of the prison wasting 2 years of their life because they said something against the Muslim people, they're going to come out and they're going to be like, oh my God, Muslim people are the best, oh, we love them. No. You're creating monsters. They're going to come out and they're even going to be, I am a Muslim. I had the visit from the prevent. You know, I never hated the Muslim people, but now I hate them because what they did to me. And not all of them. I'm a Muslim myself, but I hate these people who think they can do what they want to do. And the moment somebody starts speaking facts, they want to call them a racist, get the police on them, and oh yeah, we have done. And that's what they do. That's exactly what they're doing. So yes. And I think that is why I feel like I need to speak up. Like, you know, this is my chance to speak up as much as I can. But unfortunately, the government is not seeing this. And like you said, yes, there is more hatred. There is more racism, which is again created by the very people who say that everybody is a racist. Because you can only cry wolf for a certain time, and then these things will start becoming a reality, which unfortunately is a reality. So yeah, I have seen a big change after the October the 7th. And again, look, for me, people, kids, innocent people, anyway, I don't care what you are. You're a Jew, you're a Muslim, you're an atheist, I don't care. You are an innocent person, you have been killed by somebody. For me, that is it. I would never say, oh, if somebody says a child has been killed, I say, oh, was it black, was it white, was it Hindu, was you? No, that doesn't bother me. And a lot like 99% of the British, what do you call it, the British people, it doesn't bother them. What is bothering them is innocent people are dying and that's it. Why do you want us to stand divided by saying, oh, I accept everything Gaza is doing, but I don't accept anything Israel is doing? How can you come to that conclusion then when I have seen videos of where these, these terrorists, Hamas, this terrorist is going around raping and doing things, to people, and the way they were, they can't deny the videos are out there. The way some of the survivors, they've been released by the hostages they were, the way the conditions they were taken in. And they have this guts to say, oh, look at the video, the way the girls are coming, there is chemistry there. Are you dumb? Like you have put someone in prison for more than 365, 400 days. What do you expect them to come out be angry? They just want to get the hell out of you. For that, they will do everything. They will look at you nicely, they will smile at you, they say hello to you, and in their heart they think, you know what, I just want to get out. I just want to go. So you can't tell me that I have put... So it is like I am taking you, Rebecca, hostage in my house and I'm going to keep you here for 400 days. I'll do whatever the hell I want you to do. But the moment you decided, okay, there is a chance you're going to go, and if you piss me off as you're going, I can take you back or I can kill you. Of course, you got to be nice to me. You got to be, oh my God, you're giving me the best time even though I've done everything wrong to you. But they don't understand this. Videos coming out, oh look, these hostages are so happy. Oh, these hostages are so nice. They're waving at them. They're not waving at them. They're telling them, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear, but
You're all right with swearing. I agree with you. It is, but I also think that the division has come from government themselves. I don't know how many action plans the UK has. Norway has the Muslim hostility action plan. We have an action plan for the native tribes. We have an action plan for the gays and the trans people. We have a law that says that we can be racist or discriminating against every minority, but the minorities cannot discriminate the majority population. So we're not treated equally. And I think that that is what's upset many people in Europe, in UK as well. And I think that is what you pointed out when you said Prevent Police comes to your door and tells you as a Pakistani Muslim that you are being radicalized by the right wing, when in fact all you're doing is just supporting the culture that you love.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I know. And it's funny because I thought the Prevent Police were racist to me, and this is me feeling now. And I felt they were being racist to me by telling me, you're a Pakistani, stay in your line because you're thinking like us white people. You shouldn't do this. You should think like Pakistanis. You should tell us Islam is all good. You should tell us, oh, you want more mosques, you want more Islamic schools. But because you're talking like a white person, which you cannot do, so I think the Prevent team, those two, they were racist. I believe they were racist by telling me you're a Pakistani, stay in your line. You can't think like us. So, you know, and funny that they say this. Funny that all the left and all the Muslims keep telling me, oh, you will never be accepted by the whites. The whites going to do this. I have been, like I just mentioned, shoulder to shoulder, right? Literally side by side with these white people, the so-called racist people. They have shown me nothing but love. They were hugging me. You know, we were taking pictures. You know, we're singing the songs together. That's what it was. So how is it that every single time somebody claimed that other side is the racist, they are the racists themselves? It's always the left wing. It's always the far left. These racist hidden behind their incompetencies by saying that, oh, you know what, everybody else is racist because they're pointing out we cannot, we cannot, what do you call it? They cannot assimilate, they cannot integrate. You know, they just literally want to blame each and every single one for their shortfallings. How do you even judge that? But then for the government to actually give them that platform and say, now you can do it, and you can do it the legal way. Every time you get hurt by somebody says something, you come to us and guess what? We are going to arrest them. Forget the crimes that are happening in the UK. You know, forget that. Forget the cars being, the car thieves, the thieves, in all, murdering people, running around, looting the shops and everything. Oh, forget that. We don't have time for that. But you call us and you tell us that somebody has hurt you online. We will be there within 15 minutes. We will be there in the middle of the night. That's what they do. They love doing that. They turn up to your house 4:30 in the morning and they start, okay guys, let's go. We're taking you. Like, do you got nothing better to do? Like, literally, it's like little school kids fighting online and the police turning up. A couple of years ago, if my grandfather's passed away. If I wake my grandfather up from his grave and I show him what's going on, he said, kill me again. He said, I don't want to be here. Nobody wants to be here. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Shoaib, you are now with the Voice of Wales.
Yes.
People can go follow your story.
Yes.
With the Voice of Wales and also
yeah.
your X account. We're going to put that up here. I would love to invite you back and talk more about what's going on because it's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
And I wish you the best of luck with that investigation. I'm keen to hear more about it. I'm sure our viewers will as well.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on and we will talk again soon.
Thank you very much for having me, Rebecca. Take care. Thank you.